lovely boxing action. Currently, Victor Maundu from Membu taking on Gerard Mwangi from Moranga. Earlier we had Emmanuel Chando taking on Giorgio Tieno, an exemptional match. And even the kids are happy. I'm telling you, it's an exciting place to be. The fun and how some of these kids love boxing and what they want to do more. But I think we've talked more about the event, and I think with the technical director around here, then it's best if we talk to Albert Matito, who again has been able to be part of boxing for a very long time, and I think he's able to tell us about the plan that BFK is having with this particular tournament and what they want to achieve. I could just move to Bwana Albert Matito. Bwana Albert Matito, first of all, asante sana and congrats on making back to BFK. Bwana. You've been part of boxing for long. Are things changing now?
Yeah, I've been in boxing for about 40 years. My name is Albert Matito. I'm the technical director of BFK.
Yeah. The technical director, you are part of actually the people who came up with this idea, and you are tasked with making sure that it's a success. We want to see young kids rise up from very early in the stage, and we want to nurture them as early. But let's talk about the competition and maybe why now, and maybe why do you want to have it with some. I've seen very young kids, and maybe let's just talk about the event.
You know what we want to do is. We want to take boxing mashinani. Yeah. Taking boxing mashinani is for us to build the younger boxers from the school boxing tournaments, the juniors and youth. Those are the future boxing. We are nurturing the talent, and the talent is here.
I think let's move kidogo. The children are so excited that it become a challenge kusikizana. Bwana Albert Matito, I know sometimes the biggest challenge, or rather the biggest challenge in terms of our sports, is the transition period. Now we are nurturing them, but then probably next 5 years, some of them might have probably the challenges of boxing, wachananayo. Maybe do you have a plan to make sure that some of these kids, they grow through the ranks? Now, in the next 5 years, we can be able to say that these are the fruits of what we did 5 years ago.
What we are doing, and my president is doing, Mr. Jamal, as from school boxing, it is 9 years to 14. After 14, they'll graduate to the juniors. After the junior is 15, 16. From the juniors, they go to the youth, 17, 18. Then from the youth, they'll qualify to be representing the country. That is 19 years to 40 years. So what we are doing right now, we have started planning for 4 years for these boys to come to be champions of Kenya. That is the aim of our president, Mr. Jamal. Exemptional,
you're the technical guy. You are tasked with making sure that all the technical decisions before they are made, at least your input, has been had. Boxing so far has been able to spread to more than 16 counties. Not many sports, especially some of these sports that you need a lot of equipment to be able to organize them. Not most of them has been able to set foot or be able to set base in some of these counties. But you have been able to have more than 16 counties that are running boxing well. Let's talk about maybe why boxing is a success for you. And actually, you are one of the federations that has been able to align itself with the Sports Act, which again talks about having associations in the county levels. Let's talk about how you've been able to achieve that, and maybe some of the new programs that you have to make sure box spreads to the grassroots level.
This is a new boxing in Kenya now. The first thing before Mr. Jamal came to power to be a president of BFK, we went through all 19 counties, and we gave them equipment. All of them still is going to do the same, because we want to be the best in the country. You know, we are the first boxing the first federation to be registered by the Register of Sports. So we want to do everything perfectly and following the law and the rule. Yeah.
A lot of changes in this particular event, more than 150 entries. Maybe per what you planned on paper, is it living up to that, or maybe a bit of challenges?
Yeah, like this one, what we did, I still go back to the president to tell him a big thank you, because these boxers here are sponsored by the president, Mr. Jamal. They are taking meals, transport to take them from their home to here, and where they are taking accommodation. So we have big plan for the boxers. What we want them to go to school after holidays. We have to make them turn up for tournaments like this. As from now, from here, the December holidays will be in Mombasa. We are planning to give them a 7 days treat. That is, they'll be training with their coaches together. The president will give them accommodation and whatever. So they train for a week, preparing for any eventualities. We know there is a junior championship and there is also a youth championship, which is the world youth championship. So we want to prep them early. When that time comes, we'll be ready.
Asante sana Bwana Matito. I know you have to work on the table. Go back, more conversation. I've seen a few legends, Florence, around Jericho Hall, and maybe a quick question from them, and maybe to just get to hear from them whether they are happy about the new development in boxing. Are things changing from maybe times they were in boxing? And even now that they are retired, they have one of them is Sunday Otieno, and I have George, Fred, Froman, and then Ayub. First of all, let's talk about the whole situation. I know it's been long. It's been long since you've set foot in the ring. Lakini mambo yamebadilika?
Mambo hayajabadilika. Isipokuwa vile tumeanza mwanzo mpya, naona vijana tumeanza na shule. Hii vijana tukiendelea hivi tutapata boxer wazuri sana. Yes.
Na hapa ni mtaani, yani unaona at least vijana pia wanakam. Unajua boxing for a very long time inatoka mtaa, na sasa pia si mitaa tu ya Nairobi, lakini we have more than 16 counties participating. Unafilaje ukiona labda development ya boxing in different parts?
Naona development ya boxing kwa hii hivi vile inaendelea iko sawa, na boxing ni kwa mtaa. Tukitaka wao vijana tunakuja, lazima tukuje grassroots kwa mtaa ndio tutapata vijana. Yes. Yes.
Exemption, asante sana na uendelee kuenjoy boxing. Next to him another legend. Unajua Florence, you don't get to you don't sit here if you have to be a legend. You have to know what it takes to be in the ring. Let's talk about labda unafilaje kuhusu this development, a new federation, BFK, new office. Maybe tumekuwa na challenges ndio kwa boxing, but do you think that situation labda sasa itabadilika?
Well, to be honest, this is the way to go. Start with the youth, then you develop upward. Not even a tree grows from a seed into a mature tree. So I think when you start with the young ones, then boxing has a sure, bright future. So let's work on that.
Legends and former Kenya internationals, you have a role to play in terms of making sure that our TOE, this is not the end. We have something in the future. At least we can be able to say 5 years. The last 5 years, what we did, now we can be able to see the fruits. After some legends, what do you think your role maybe to make sure this is a success?
What it takes is that even us, we have our challenges. But after boxing, there is life. So everybody has to understand that. You have to work hard and secure your future. You don't just have to wait until you get handouts. Those will never take you anywhere. You just have to work for your life, build a future, and at least be disciplined enough. You cannot just, reduce yourself to drugs or alcoholism or other issues that, derail us and make us useless people. Then you start hearing people saying, what in a boxer? No. Lazima ujitunge na ujiendeleze. And that will also you'll also play part in community development and also develop yourself and others around you and take care of your family.
Asante sana Ayub na George Foreman, weshukuru sana. We hope to see more of you. At the far end, Florence, there is one of the legend, anapenda kujificha sana, Sunday Otieno. Sunday, mambo vipi?
Mambo poa.
Unafilaje sasa hivi uko mtaani, boxing ya vijana pia imekuja mtaani. Hizi vitu hazi happen, hata enzi zenu ilikuwa lazima una work hard ku make sure umefika level fulani. Unafilaje sasa hivi kuhusu boxing?
Nafeel vizuri, tunaona vijana wako na moral, na hiyo ni poa.
Unafeel labda uko na role gani ya kuplay kuhakikisha vijana wamekuwa successful kwa boxing?
Hebu rudia tena.
Unafilaje role yako wewe kama legend, mtu ambaye anajua what takes kukua kwa ring, mse wa Jericho, unafilaje role yako? Unadhani ni gani labda ku make sure vijana wamekuwa successful kwa boxing?
Kitu mimi naweza sema tu gym, tunatokea gym na mtu sana mtokea gym na wapatia moral. Hiyo ndio kitu tunaweza fanya, na nikiona ana makosa na mcorrect.
Kuna kijana amekuimpress so far?
Bado kidogo.
Bado wako na kazi ya kufanya. Asante sana Sunday Otieno bana, nimeshukuru. Well Florence, legends have also been able to make their way. It's a good program that most people are interested to make sure that it is a success, and we'll be paying close attention to see whether it's just a program, whether it's a program that we can be able to say we had the fruit. A lot of boxing action, I've told you. You asked me actually earlier about the entries. Just a confirmation from the table, more than 50 entries for more than 16 counties. Today we expect more than 15 finals again and different showcasing matches. So it's going to be exemption at the Jerica Social Hall. And of course, as subsequent bulletin, any day, anytime, we are going to make sure that we feed you with more content in terms of boxing. Back to you, Florence, in studio.
All right, thank you so much, Peter Pinches, Moara, for those amazing interviews with the legends.